So guys, according to this headline, it says, I never sent anyone to Afe Babalola. Those who went did so of their own accord. Dele Farotimi. So guys, we all know that Mr. Dele Farotimi was visited by Mr. Peter Obi. That was after Peter Obi visited Baba Afe. And guess what? Showore came out to condemn that visit. That Peter Obi shouldn't have visited, the Ekiti chief. And this time around, this article also appeared that Dele is sending a very strong message that nobody should try mediate on his behalf. Anyway, I don't know if Dele said this himself verbally to the reporter, to Sahara reporter, or is what they are insinuating that might be going on in Dele Farotimi's heart. I can't really see. But you know what? Mr. Peter Obi's visit to Chief Afe has been applauded by so many people that what they plan to do to Dele Farotimi is so huge. I mean, Baba Afe's law firm involves so many lawyers. So their plan is let this person sue, let this person sue him, let this person sue him, and they will just keep dragging him. So a lawyer came on Channels Television and was applauding Mr. Peter Obi's visit, and he said that it's going to go a long way to help in this situation. Nevertheless, Mr. Dele Farotimi is saying, according to this report, that nobody should mediate on his behalf. So guys, but the whole thing boils down to fighting corruption in Nigeria can be very, very dangerous. You can imagine somebody they claim defamed him. All of a sudden, they brought police, they abducted him. We all know the condition, under which they took him to Ekiti. Before you know it, the court has already ruled that he should be put to prison. They tried to bail him. Guess what? They said the bail application was not properly filed. Before you know it, they said that Baba Afe has already asked the court to stop the sale of his book. The publishers shouldn't publish anymore. The distributors should stop distributing. All the stores that have it in stock should stop selling. Even Amazon, we heard that, they've also asked Amazon to stop selling. I don't know how realistic that is because Amazon is not a Nigerian business. So guys, all this they are doing to one man who has not even been given opportunity to come defend himself. Also, just yesterday, we saw that Baba Afe has equally filed, for the court to debar Dele Farotimi. That means the court is going to remove Dele Farotimi's name from the list of lawyers. I mean, they are just taking every step to crush him even before he's given the opportunity to defend what he said in his book. So guys, one keeps asking, do we even have democracy in this country? I mean, somebody said you did something and you are not giving the person the opportunity to defend. You are already going this hard. I mean, going this hard. And don't forget that not just that they stopped the sale of his book, they also said they are going to be seizing all the proceeds made from that book, all the money generated from that book. They are going to be taking it, and they are just doing everything to cripple Dele Farotimi. And that's why people are afraid to speak up. When they tell you if you see something, say something. It's not in Nigeria. Because guess what? It will end up not helping you. Go and check those who have tried to do all this whistleblowing in this country. It doesn't go well. Because the powers that be, they believe they have the money, they have the influence, they have the judiciary, they have the police, they have the military, they have everything at their own disposal. So they will try to suppress, any mouth that tries to voice out. Don't forget, Dele Farotimi said he just wants due process. Take me to court, I will come to defend anything and everything I've said in my book. That's just what Dele is asking for. That he's ready to appear and also to bring evidence of what he has said. But guess what? They are not waiting for that evidence to show up. They are already trying to crush Mr. Dele Farotimi. So guys, this is huge. This is huge. So I'm going to allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yusuf narrated and try to analyze this topic. I'm also going to allow you to take a look at the lawyer who has applauded Peter Obi's intervention and going to meet Afe Babalola, because their plan against Dele Farotimi, the law firm involves so many lawyers. So for them, they feel that any defamation on Afe Baba personality is also a defamation on them all. So they want to start suing him. This person will sue him. This person will sue him, and they will keep dragging it. So the lawyer is saying that it's better anybody that can mediate can mediate. Don't forget that Bishop Coker has also come into this matter, and also Obasanjo has also weighed in, including Peter Obi, and some people are applauding these people who have weighed in, because we can't just allow it to only be a court process. If not, it's going to take a whole lot of years upon years, and somebody will have to be going to court, because we know that, you know, what they just want to do now is just to make sure they make Dele Farotimi to feel pained. But guess what? Dele Farotimi said he's not afraid of all this. He has his evidence, and he's going to prove it anytime. So they should allow due process to take its course. Take a look at what Aisha Isuva has got to say.
Hello everyone. By the way, it's 12 days since police abducted Dele Farotimi from his office in Lagos State and took him all the way to Ekiti to try him for a crime that does not even exist in Ekiti State. Sahara Reporters is reporting here that Dele Farotimi said he never sent anyone to Afe Babalola. Those who went did so of their own accord. So it said Farotimi on Friday made it clear that he opposed any attempt to mediate or beg for his release, stating that the legal process should take its natural course. Human rights lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi has distanced himself from anyone seeking to mediate with legal luminary Afe Babalola on his behalf in a defamation case related to his book Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. Farotimi on Friday made it clear that he opposed any attempt to mediate or beg for his release, stating that the legal process should take its natural course.
Since the elders like Peter Obi, Obasanjo, Bishop Coker had stepped into the matter, let them explore that possibility of mending faces, and let's see. If at the end of the day, you know, they are not able to achieve that, then parties can go back to their gunpowders and let the gun start blazing. That's my...
Your stance. Okay. So let me go to Mr. Farotimi's statement, where he says that the case against him be withdrawn first as precondition for his apology. What do you make of that? Do you think that should be, does he have merit? Not only does he have a case to answer in Ekiti, now he has a case to answer in Abuja, in Oyo, and perhaps even more will come as the days progress. But do you think that that's a fair deal? That at least the first instance, withdraw the case against me, and then I will apologize.
Yes, that's basically what I'm saying. That, yeah, it is good that he is also ready to, you know, mediate. Because really, the cases, like you said, more will come. Yeah. And no matter how worthy you are, I don't think you want to, you know, be jumping from one court to another, because for a matter like this, it becomes a matter at large. Depending on where the, you know, complainant is, he can decide to sue in Sokoto, in Zamfara, in Delta. So you wouldn't want to be jumping from one state to another, or hiring lawyers to defend you, you know, all over the federation. So I like the fact that he's ready to mediate. Well, but like I said, okay.
Let me just come in, because it doesn't seem to be happening. It looks like the case is getting hotter. And that's why, because only recently we heard that an Abuja court has ordered that the books be seized, and you know, even proceeds and all that. So to what, how possible, or is that a reality?
The first step
happening?
The first step is the big masquerade in the room, Chief Afe Babalola SAN. So if the whole issue revolves around Chief Afe Babalola, every other those mentioned are ancillary to the main issue. So if the issue of, like the Peter Obi and Co had gone to visit him, if that is done and done successfully, I think others can, you know, be handled. But like I said, it is also very, I can completely agree that the charge first and foremost should be withdrawn, so that you give him also a level playing ground to negotiate. My professor in school those days, late Professor Iboni, used to say that you don't negotiate with a man in prison. That for him, Abiola negotiating from prison the terms of the June 12th election was a no-no for him. That the first he could have done would be allow me go home, consult with my people, and then I come with my team. But negotiating from, it's like, you don't even have the strength to negotiate. So I agree with his position on that. But I also agree that it is a matter that he wouldn't, no matter the strength, it's not something I would encourage him to go the whole, hog of jumping from this court to the other court. Because apart from this, if you look at the issues clearly, there are also elements of contempt ex facial. So those ones are still courier.
Contempt away from the face of the court.
From the face of the court. So either in Lagos or in Abuja. Yeah. So all of those are still away from the issues. So I think the best step should be to really find a middle ground. To even the damage has been done, whatever it is, and also if you talk about like I said, Section 377 is still there as a defense for him, which is why I believe strongly that he should, be allowed to negotiate from a position of...
Is it because, so please, you might say I'm very violent in social media parlance. Is it because some truths might come out, maybe when this trial starts, that we're saying, let's call for negotiation, or we just want cool heads to prevail? Because some people, some parts of society will have thought that, let's even see what's happening in the judiciary. Let Dele even show us what he's got. And if he's got nothing, he should be able to account for it. Because we have also seen a case like that, my brother Liboros, in this country. That was how one person went to sue for defamation against some newspaper guys. And the newspaper guys, okay, we meet you in court. And they provided evidence that led the person that sued for defamation to go to jail.
I also
that case happened for this country.
That's another option. But like I said,
happened,
yes.
And the person that was not suing for defamation went to jail.
And if like I said, I kept repeating Section 377. If the issues is the truth, like in the case of, I think was it Body George or so, the court said there's been conviction. So if somebody uses the words complained of, that there is no that is the truth, since you've already been convicted. Also, in the case, there was a matter between Afe Babalola, Professor Lorode, and Guardian newspaper or so in Ibadan, when Afe was chairman, governing council of Unilag, where he, lambasted ASU, and Professor Lorode, wrote a rejoinder, and he took Professor Lorode to court in Ibadan. Eventually, they met in court, but the matter was resolved. But what I am saying, I'm not saying that if Dele has evidence, he shouldn't be allowed to. It's an option he can take. It's a clear option. And if he has evidence strong enough to withstand the allegation that he has raised, so well and good. Let the fire, like some people will say, let breeze blow.
Yes, they will see fire.
But like I have said also, at the end of the day, what if? And
he gets to suffer for it if he doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have any evidence, and then the cheerleaders, the crowd would urge him on. Go, Dele. And then when, like they say, when the ovation is loudest and there is nothing to show, who will suffer? It's not me. It's not those
sharing. To help clarify too.
It is a step forward. It's a way forward to resolving if truly parties are willing to resolve and mediate. But it is not compulsory that they must do that. But that's why I also said that for Dele, it will, go a long way in helping. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be jumping from one court to the other, defending issues. And then on the issue of Justice Kekemeke, first and foremost, when issues like this happen, once there's a complaint, what's the essence of an emotionless party? Is to stop further damage. There's a complaint that this, if you wait to hear the other party, the damage will be irreparable. So just grant me another. Let me give an everyday example. Your landlord says, leave my house while your rent.
Are very notorious.
So that's the everyday example that our viewers can, relate to. Leave my house. And you say, no, my rent is still subsisting. He says, well, don't worry, I will remove the roof. Now you build house for me. And so the man goes, brings carpenter. You rush to court and say, look, court, please grant me an order. The carpenters are already on my roof. If you wait to call the landlord, the deed would have been done. In fact, they remove one section. So that's what is happening here.
Orders are meant for urgent.
Urgent in this case,
what is urgent in this case?
In this case,
for a book that is gone.
That's what I'm coming there. In this case, the book had gone already and it's still going. But the big question is, for those that are selling it outside jurisdiction, how will such order restrain them? That is challenge, and that's where we say today the world is a global village. Yeah. You can restrain somebody here, but there's another person in America who will tell you, I'm not even aware of this, and because the book is online. So if it were those days where you say it's hard copies only, and so you go back to the publisher. In this case, the book is even self-published. So you say the publisher should be restrained because in most cases you even sue the publisher. But in this case, the book is self-published. So that ex parte order would, act, maybe midway because the horse had already bolted. All right. So that's the challenge there. But like Nigeria, so that it doesn't look as if the court
would answer Dr. Bazi's question. No, you have no, you are doing like a lawyer. Lawyer, you will do color.
No,
you are doing like a lawyer. Yeah. The question he asked is direct. He said, was that ex parte necessary? What was the urgency of giving that ex parte in the first place?
No, it is.
He's questioning the bona fide of that ex parte.
No, it is necessary. It is necessary.
How?
It is now there is an ex parte on application, because if you say because the horse has bolted and so allow it to consistently bolt, so you also deny justice to the person who is alleging that he's been defamed.
But you don't know. Maybe Dele Farotimi has evidence to back up all the things said in the book. So why don't you just listen to his side before you give a quick ex parte?
That is why there is an ex parte.
You have sided with somebody.
No. The way it works, Rufai, is when you file an ex parte application, there's also what we call a motion on notice attached to the ex parte. Ex parte, that's why they tell you an ex parte is interim, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice. So once you file an ex parte, the ex parte is to ensure that the rest is protected. And then you now say, now I've granted ex parte, stop what you're doing, come and answer to this claim. So if you come to court and then Dele is able to show that the ex parte was in the first place, there was no need to grant it, then because the court will always hear him. But you don't say, because in some cases, the court will say, well, these issues have been defeated and so put the other party on notice. But in this case, it's a book and the man felt, I have been defamed, I've been libeled, and if you say put him on notice, the book is still selling. So even though there are areas that book had gone to that you can't stop, but for the area you are in, there's need for the court to act, to defend, to protect, pending when you call the other party to or put him on notice. So it is not that once you grant ex parte, you will not hear the other party. An ex parte, you can't file an ex parte application without a substantive motion on notice. There must be a motion on notice attached to it.
Ex parte orders have been abused routinely.
Yes, they have been abused. I agree with you.
President of the Court of Appeal to advise severally.
Not just the president of the Court of Appeal,
to be careful.
Former Supreme Court justices, Justice Kayode Shaw, Justice Uwaifo had consistently abused, advised judges not to abuse ex parte order. I remember the ex parte order of Justice Ikpeme as far back as 1992. So ex parte orders are abused, but that does not also mean that where necessary, ex parte orders should not be granted pending the hearing and determination of a motion on notice.
All right.
So guys, according to this headline, it says, I never sent anyone to Afe Babalola. Those who went did so of their own accord. Dele Farotimi. So guys, Mr. Dele Farotimi is sending this powerful message to anybody who wants to mediate on his behalf. He said he doesn't want that mediate. Anyway, this article is coming from Sahara Reporter, so I can't really say if they went to see Mr. Dele Farotimi and there he made this statement, or if they are just trying to say what they think he might be thinking in his own mind. So I don't really know how this message was transmitted, but when I saw it, I decided to talk about it. So guys, we all know that Mr. Dele Farotimi has always insisted that they should take him to court, that he can defend himself. But we can see what is happening. Mr. Dele Farotimi has not really been given that opportunity to come defend himself. But guess what? A whole lot has been going on. Recently, we talked about, them trying to debar him. The chief in Ekiti has asked the court to remove Dele Farotimi from the list of lawyers. That means that the years he spent in university studying law will be a waste of time. And he's claiming the proceeds from the book that Mr. Dele Farotimi wrote. So guys, a whole lot has been happening behind Mr. Dele Farotimi. This man has not been given the opportunity to speak. And this man has not been given the opportunity to speak. And they can't even wait for him to, come defend what he said in his book. Guess what? There've been a whole lot of courts, ex parte, against Dele Farotimi. And maybe that's why this topic is coming up, that Mr. Dele Farotimi is saying that nobody should mediate on his behalf. So you can imagine them banning his book. Even on Amazon, they've blocked the sale of Dele Farotimi's book on Amazon. I don't know how realistic that is. If you have tried buying the book on Amazon and it didn't work, you let us know. But these are the things that Baba Afe is asking the court to stop the sale of Dele Farotimi's book, whether be digital or physical copies. All of them should be stopped. The distributors should stop, the publishers should stop, and everybody, as in that book shouldn't be in circulation anymore. And that is why we keep saying that, is Nigeria really practicing democracy? I mean, we can never fight corruption in this country. Assuming what Dele Farotimi is saying are all factual, it means that he's not even being given the opportunity to even come and say his mind before they start taking all these actions. So guys, Mr. Dele Farotimi is saying that nobody should mediate on his behalf, but everybody knows that Peter Obi going to meet Baba Afe was a very good step. Even the lawyer has come out to applaud Mr. Peter Obi, that alone is going to help, because what they plan to do to Dele Farotimi, even before he's given opportunity to speak, that they have a whole lot of bad plans, because this Afe Babalola's firm involves so many lawyers. So their plan is to let this person sue, let this person sue, let this person sue him, let this person sue him. And before you know it, they will just keep dragging him. The lawyer was even saying that if they can settle this matter out of court, it will be better. But do you think we can really fight corruption this way? Anyway, I'm going to let you watch what the lawyer said. But before we get to that point, take a look at the reaction coming from Aisha Yusufu. Take a look. So guys, you have seen it for yourself. These are the things we keep saying, that corruption can never stop in Nigeria, because the process of fighting corruption is a very deadly one in this country. And when you fight, the corruption tends to fight back, and it fights back in a very rough manner. You can imagine somebody said the judiciary is corrupt, and he said he has evidence of what he's saying. He has not been given opportunity to speak. Guess what? They imprisoned him. They denied him bail. They disgraced him. They put him on handcuff. They want to derobe him from being a lawyer. They have banned his book. They are planning to seize all the proceeds, all the money generated from the sale of that book that went so viral. So many things they just want to do in order to cripple Mr. Dele Farotimi. But I'm so happy that Mr. Dele Farotimi said it even before he was arrested, that he is ready to prove what he has said, that nobody should worry. The only thing he's asking for is due process. Take me to court. But we know how he was adopted and how, everything that happened before they finally quickly jailed him. And when it was time for bail, they said the bail application was not properly filed. I mean, I can't really understand that. So guys, these are what it entails, fighting corruption in this country. If you are